Hello, my name is Stephen Worzbinski, and this is my first video for ED8620. What we're looking at in here is just kind of how throughout the program I've demonstrated competency in the ITSE standards for administration number 1 and number 2. Um, and I think it's just incredible what we have done with technology throughout this program. So I'm just going to look at a couple of them versus a wide variety. My first master's was in digital teaching and learning. So technology kind of was easy to me, but seeing throughout this program how it can all ultimately change your administrative ability overnight was interesting to me. When we look at simple things such as Google Docs or the Drive, we should say, everybody has access to a Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Forms, so on and so forth. That can all be tied within the Google Drive. What's fascinating about that from a personal standpoint is you yourself have access to it anywhere in the world. Not only that, anybody that had access to that document has access to it at any time. For example, we're looking right now at my growth plan. I have this shared with multiple people. It's continually updated. It's continually added to by myself and our growth plan team. But at the same time, if my board wanted to take a look at it because they were unclear or they were unsure, Google Docs gives the power that once it's shared with them, they can see it anywhere in the world. This is helping me out with my ITSE Standard 1. If we want to take a look at those, I have those up. We're ensuring that everybody has access to the technology. But at the same time, we're ensuring that outside perspectives, whether that's a stakeholder or your board or teachers, have access to make sure that we are being safe and ethical, as well as our legal use. We need to make sure that it is legal. We can't breach confidentiality of the students. None of this is to the outside world. Once it is approved by the board, it is posted on our website to stay within compliance. But it keeps us there. When we also look at making sure that we are advocating for digital citizenship, that's what we do. People are so afraid of using the internet in this day and age. I think it's important to understand the power of it. I think it is also important to not negate that breach of privacy is a real thing. Educating our teachers, educating our administrators, educating our board on digital citizenship is just as important as it is teaching our students. We've demonstrated that throughout this program by simply, when turning in an assignment, not using a student's name. John Doe or Jane Doe. It's okay to use those as examples when teaching it to teachers. It's not okay to use the name. At no point do we want to breach anybody's confidentiality within education. But at the same time, we recognize that we need those examples. And there is no point in recreating the wheel. We've already been creating it throughout our program, throughout our teaching careers, or throughout our just educational careers. Redeveloping something is not useful, not when we have the power of technology. But truly understanding digital citizenship is important. And I think teaching that and regularly practicing that in front of your faculty, your staff, and your students is crucial when we're looking at number 1. We also want to ensure that all students are gaining access to technology and connectivity. When you look at our growth plan, my growth goal is to move 1-to-1. Right now, we are 1-to-1 devices for 3rd through 6th. And within this upcoming academic year, 2018-19, kinder through 2nd grade will have 1-to-1 devices. We're finishing up the purchase orders on that now. But at the same time, when we look at technology, we cannot ignore privacy. And that's important. One of the things, rules that I took on this year on top of VP is taking over all of technology for my site. A little bit intimidating at first. I knew a lot about technology. I knew a lot about Google Docs, knew a lot about its programs out there, but really getting into Google and G Suites and understanding how the email systems work, how all that behind the scenes that some of us have no clue works, was very informative to me. And the one thing that I've always kept in mind when doing that is making sure that we are keeping confidentiality of students. And I think that's important that we use that throughout our entire career, no matter if we are an administrator or whether we are a faculty. The power of technology also, when we look at our number 2 ITSE standard, helps us be visionary planners. It helps us be more effective, more efficient. As I mentioned prior, the Google Drive, engaging the stakeholders. Why are we so scared to share our information with them? Let them help us critique. When we bring in all dynamics into education, we're bound to build a stronger image, bound to build stronger growth plans, bound to do great things. Ignoring them from education and ignoring them in the process significantly impacts our ability to be successful educators or administrators. Adopting technology and using it within your power as an administrator significantly will increase the student, teacher, and faculty performance overall. When we look at building a shared vision, one of the pieces I'd like to share with you, there's a wide variety of pieces out there where you can use or build a vision statement and then publicly put it out there on YouTube. Don't be ashamed of what we're creating. Be proud of what we're creating. If we're ashamed of what we're creating, then maybe we're not doing something that's going to benefit the dynamic, the culture on your campus. Bringing in stakeholders ensures that we make sure every kid is receiving a fair education. And that is our job. That's our job as leaders. That's why we're here in education. Using a wide variety of different types of technology, you can make clear and amazing pieces. When you look right here at my growth plan using Animoto, simple, was easy to use, but I think clearly demonstrates the vision that I have and that my stakeholders have for our school. Using that only empowers us. Ignoring it, I think, significantly decreases our impact. I don't think I have to hide anything as a leader. I think working with my stakeholders fairly, bringing everybody into that collaborative team building, but then effectively using it for technology, streamlines my process. That video, it's a simple 1-minute video. I no longer have to explain my vision statement. It's on our website. Let everybody know what it is. Let the stakeholders, let the parents help us reinforce. Let the parents and the stakeholders reinforce our vision statement with their students. When using evaluate processes in strategic planning, make course corrections. Technology gives us the power to evaluate our data significantly. Throughout this program in multiple assignments, we've used charts, we've used statistics, we've compared charts, we've compared statistics using technology. The SBAC testing for California is now online. The data is readily available, much quicker, much faster than it used to be. And ignoring that data, making excuses, makes us somewhat naive. All of us are guilty at some point of making an excuse of why maybe our class underperformed or we didn't get quite where we wanted to be. But the data doesn't lie. It tells us the gaps that we're missing. Learning from those gaps is the power. That's the power teachers, administrators, and stakeholders have. We need to look at that open-minded and see what areas need to be addressed. Within my growth plan, my team has multiple times reviewed the SBAC data, continually reviewed all benchmark assessments given at our school. All of that information is input onto Google Forms. Google Forms helps us evaluate that information seamlessly, quicker, faster, and really helps us give us a clear idea of where our achievement gaps still are. Once again, when we do use those tools, it is important to keep student confidentiality and teacher confidentiality at an all-time high. I think with all great things, when we look at technology, when we look at any other great invention in education, it is important that there are going to be ups and there are going to be downs. With technology and social media being used, there's definitely downs. There's definitely concerns we need to be aware of. Recognizing what we need to be aware of impacts us as leaders. It impacts us as educators. It ensures that we're doing things ethically and make sure that we're using best performances at all times. It ensures that we can challenge our students. It ensures that we can challenge our staff. Being aware of the ups and downs is crucial. Throughout this program, I have demonstrated over and over proficiency in the ITSE standards 1 and 2. I have shown you a couple of different areas where I've used them effectively and efficiently. And it is my job as a leader to continue to reflect on those practices and continually make them more efficient and to continually make sure that I am a strong advocate for digital citizenship. Thank you very much.